Hello and welcome to Apex Reviews. Today we're going to be replacing the rear main drive shaft of a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500. I ordered this one from Rock Auto. The packaging was really secure. I didn't feel like anything was damaged in transit. As you can see, there's lots of cardboard, lots of foam, lots of tape. It took a while to unpack, but the product looked really good. Before we get started with this though, we need to get the vehicle ready. I went ahead and put some chocks underneath the rear wheels. Then I started looking to remove the rear main drive shaft. You can see it here. I put my socket wrench on it, and as you can see, every time I turned the bolt, it rotated the drive shaft, so that's not going to work. I decided I would cut a piece of wood 15 inches long to put up against the drive shaft so that I could go ahead and start knocking those bolts loose. When I mounted it to the ground and started putting some pressure on those bolts, the whole truck started to lift up. This was not going to work. You can see the truck moving here in the picture. So next I decided to cut a nice 8-inch piece of wood, and instead of putting the wood on the ground, I went ahead and put it on the frame of the truck. This way the suspension wouldn't give. As you can see here, I was able to knock the bolts loose. I had to do this for all four. It wasn't too difficult. Pull one bolt out and rotate 90 degrees. Here I'm trying to get both of the bolts on the bottom loosened up. Once I pulled those final bolts, I didn't want the drive shaft to just collapse, so I put a jack stand under it just to hold it. One problem I had was that the drive shaft wanted to slide out when I had the one bolt remaining. So in order to add some security to it, I went ahead and loosely put in a bolt back in. That would keep the drive shaft from rotating while I got that last bolt out. This seemed to do the trick. Now that we're done with the front end, let's take a look at the back end. I did have to loosen up these two metal brackets that were holding the rubber cover on. You may want to order new brackets when you order your drive shaft. The rubber cover just slides right off. After the cover is off, you can see how the drive shaft will just slide right out of the rear axle. It does take a little finagling, but there's nothing holding it in. It should just slide out. Now it's time to do this in reverse and just slide the new drive shaft in and then bolt it up. You can see here that they look identical. However, looks can be deceiving. You can also see here that the clamps are two different sizes, so make sure you order the right one. The clamp numbers are on the cover, so that makes it pretty handy. The new drive shaft should slide right in. If you wanted to put a little grease on the end of the splines, that might help you out. I needed a third hand, so I went ahead and used one of my jack stands. Mine's not sliding in too well, and here's why. The number of splines that Rock Auto sent me was not the same as the number of splines that Dodge had. So I ended up putting the old drive shaft back in and driving my vehicle over to American Driveshaft. They were able to rebalance my drive shaft for a little over $100, which was a lot cheaper than replacing the old drive shaft. In the end, this is what I would recommend. Unless you know that your drive shaft is bad, have somebody look at maybe rebalancing it. If it's just a shimmy like I had, this could potentially fix your problem. Thanks for watching.